What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 84. We're starting today's episode off on the back of the win against Dundalk in Ireland by seeing that Santos is returning to training after the injury he suffered so early on into our first year of AC Milan. I mentioned it before, this is going to be a really interesting season in terms of injuries because as we know, we've not got much depth. We've got very little quality in depth, and as we know, the centre-back role where Santos plays, we've only got 4 actual centre-backs, and one of which transitioned to play there after coming in as a holding mid. So if we have an injury crisis this season in one position, and particularly that one as well, we could be in some serious trouble. Still, for the first game of today's episode, returning on the back of the win against Dundalk, Napoli here at the San Siro, and start the season off 6 games in, right now in 3rd place, into Milan, after the best start, top of the table right now, because Juve, the only side that have beaten us so far, in 2nd as well. You know, we're in 3rd right now, and as we face Napoli for the first game of today's episode here, being at the San Siro, you know, again, we have got the 5-star team. I've mentioned it before. It is a really strong side, there's no doubt about it, but I've mentioned, and I said at the very start of the season, this is a rebuild. This is a long-term project, so in games like this, as Tielemans is denied for the final chance to gauge past the hour mark here, I'll take this scoreline. I'll take this result. Theo's not happy about it, but to me, it's alright. It's a goalless draw against a strong side in the division. 0-0 to me, a clean sheet, some positives, really balanced game, as you see by the stats as well. There was some cracking end-to-end action in this one as well. I'll take that result because, you know, coming into the season, as I mentioned, you know, this is season 1 of what I expect to be at least 3 seasons here with AC Milan before we become the best team in Europe as well as Italy as well. I'd like to do it sooner, obviously, but again, in our first season, playing a completely new play style, 4-2-3-1. Previously, we've been playing a 3 or 5 at the back formation, you know, whatever variation we were using with Brentford. You know, completely new set of players. It's going to take some time to gel. It's a project, and there's no doubt about that. You've got to be patient to get a success in the future. So, yeah, second game, Hellas Verona away. They've made a decent start to the season. Heading into the game, Moise Keane would give us the lead. Spent a brief period of time on loan at Hellas Verona back in his old Juve days. He made it 1-0, and then 27 minutes in, we'll make it 2 as well. You know, I mentioned quite a few times since the season has began, Roberto Gutierrez is going to go for the Serie A Golden Boot in his debut year. However, what I really like about him is that he's got Hudson-Odoi on the right and Keane on the left. And to me, as a front three, I feel like the inside forwards are going to be just as important as Gutierrez. Gutierrez playing him in at times or going for goal himself. Keane and Callum both getting goals in the first half as we were 2-0 up. And 33 minutes in, after a great save by Santos, Gutierrez should have made it 3 and put the game to bed before half time. A brilliant save, kept it at 2-0, and Hellas Verona at this point were hanging by a thread. So stoppage time in the first half, still leading by 2-0 away in Verona. The hosts have had a good start to the season, needed to do something to get back in the game, and did do so as well. Really nice passing move here. Guendouzi into Goncalves, quick little cutback, and Hellas Verona get the goal right before the break with virtually the final kick at a half as well. You know, I keep saying I've mentioned before, but I have mentioned before that in this year, you can't bring your goalkeeper out and you can't second man press in the box. It's, you know, if anyone shouldn't be giving tips on how to defend in this year's FIFA, it is me, because I'm shocking at it. But that's definitely one of the few things that I've learned and I've tried to improve on. If you call the goalkeeper out to close down a tight angle, the AI are just so aware. It's unbelievable this year how much more intelligent they are. They'll find a cutback, they'll find an open man, find a space and find the back of the net. So from 2-0 up, Hellas Verona made it 2-2 after Guendouzi, the former gunner, put the host back on level terms, and then right past the hour mark, they would make it 3 and complete the turnaround. Final score, Hellas Verona 3, AC Milan 2. Leading by 2, 45 minutes in, and then totally choke it in the second half and lose 3-2. Once again, another really balanced game. Could have gone either way. But to lose for just the second time this season from a 2-0 leading position right before half-time, that's an absolute throwaway. Back-to-back games without a win, and just 1 in our last 4 in all competitions. That coming in Ireland against Dundalk in the Europa League. Well, all I'll say is this. I'll do my best Coldplay impression. Nobody said it was easy. Then again, I didn't think it would be this hard either, to be honest. But to be fair, I like it. I mentioned this was what I was looking for with AC Milan. Pressure, a challenge, a rebuild, a new project, and we've got it all here at the San Siro. Tough defeat to take. But like I said, I'm liking this. I really, really am. Nobody thought we were going to come to the San Siro and dominate in the first season, but to already have had 2 defeats in our first 8 games in the Serie A and a draw on our opening day in the Europa League as well. This has been a tough beginning, but I like it. So following game, this was massive. Match day 3, Croatia, Hajduk Split away from home. Huge game right now with the table looking as it is, a third of the way into the group campaign. Lose this game, we'd drop out of the qualification spot. So really, we needed to return to winning ways. We took lead early through Roberto Gutierrez, but the Croatians would fight back. 29 minutes in and they had their leveler. You know, I must say, Mike, as a goalkeeper, 89 overall, I think he is. He's not quite covering himself in much glory at the moment. He has made some big saves, don't get me wrong, but a lot of the time, we'll concede with most of the shots on our target. Though, to be fair, that's probably most goalkeepers in this year's FIFA, not just a problem specific to Mike. But even so, 1-1, the Croatians back on level terms. Then 33 minutes in, oh god, another injury. Sailmakers goes down, was the hero in the game against Dundalk. He's down, he's out, and eventually forced off as well. And in a really poor second half, which was so tense, so cagey. I was so scared of losing this game. Didn't attack much. Oh, get in. 8 minutes to go. And Roberto, the goal machine, Gutierrez, captain, leader. And let's be honest here, the main man at AC Milan now comes up clutch and gives us the win. And you see what it means on the sidelines. Well, I could ill afford to lose this game. A draw would not have been disastrous. But only 1 win in our opening 3. And that one coming against Dundalk. Yeah, we needed to get back to winning ways in this one. And Gutierrez takes the responsibility and single-handedly delivers the 3 points. There's no Ivan Toney anymore, Rob. You ain't got a mentor. It's all on you, mate. You're 23 years old, but you're the star and the captain of this team at 90 overalls. We now know as Sailmakers has broken his toe and is out for 3 months. We were talking about it earlier. If we get an injury crisis this season, well, let's just say this, the Boer want us to win the treble this season. Absolutely no chance. Can you imagine if we lost both like Gutierrez and Skamaka, for example, or if we lost Sandro and Tielemans together, or Hudson-Odoi and Keane? We'd be absolutely screwed. So Sailmakers down for 3 months. But you know, one thing I will say is, and I mentioned before, I'm really liking the pressure. You know, I really am. I'm really liking it. I went into that game there away in Croatia, and you know, one day I'm going to do a special video on how I try and make my career modes more immersive and you know, more realistic and so on and so forth, and tell you the tips that I do. But going into that game, I was really nervous heading into it. It was just a great feeling, do you know what I mean? Because that's one of the reasons why I'm just really loving this FIFA so much. And I said before, I know you guys can tell in my voice, it's just such a fun game because of the challenge and because of the pressure and the nerves you get sometimes. And that was as nervy as it got there away in Croatia in match day 3 in the Europa League group stage. And that's why it's brilliant. And that's why I really feel like I made the right choice. Now, of all the clubs I could have joined in the summer, this was the best one. And I'm definitely feeling that was the right decision. So anyway, following game, taking on Torino here, one of our former career mode teams. As you remember, had a great save with Torino back in FIFA 15. It was so fun. Really awesome career mode. If you want to watch it, there's a playlist on my channel. But yeah, taking on Torino. Always got a soft spot for Torino now, of course, because of that career mode. We took lead very early on and got 2 as well. Roberto bagged the brace, and you might have noticed for the first goal as well, as we get our 3rd goal here through the Belgian Timmermans. The guy he outpaced for the first goal, did you recognise him? Well, you should have done, because he spent 5 years with us at Brentford. Sean Pratt, we talked about when he joined Milan. Oh, Sean, why didn't you tell me you weren't going to stay in West London? I would have signed him. Had I known Sean was going to leave the community stadium, I would have signed him to AC Milan. I really would have done. He was such an awesome fan favourite in our side coming out of the academy. I wish I would have known he was going to leave the club. Otherwise, I would have bought him here. He's come to Italy, but in this game, he was against us, and despite the fond feelings we have for the guy, I was showing no mercy. Roberto bagged a hat-trick in this game. He ran Sean and Torino's backline ragged as he collects his first match ball in Italian football with a hat-trick against Torino in a big 4-0 victory. So yeah, it's been a tough start to the season. You know, we'll know there'll be games like this one and the game against Salernitana where you look at the scoreline and you look at the stats as well and you think, oh mate, you dominated that game. And it, you know, it'll happen every now and then, but it's not going to be quite like it was with Brentford where we scored, I think it was 105 goals in the league last season. Of course, we won the title, and you know, towards the end we almost bottled it. We still managed to claim the throne. Listen, I want us to be in a title race this year. It's very early days, of course. You can't predict what's going to happen between now and the end of the season. season. I want to be in a title race. However, I do know it is going to be incredibly tough. To me, if we end the season and finish in, well, where we are right now, 3rd place, I call it a good season. This is a long-term project. Whilst we have big wins like that, they'll make us believe we could possibly do it. We've got to be realistic in our first season and think, what can we do with AC Milan, and are we good enough to win the crown? Still, final game of today's episode, travelling to Tuscany to take on Fiorentina. What a great goal to open the scoring as well. Really nice team move there. All 3 of our front 3 getting involved for it. Hudson-Odoi, Gutierrez, and then Keane with the header, making it 1-0. And then 23 minutes in, should have gone 2-0 up, and should have got Moyes' brace as well. Great save, kept it at 1-0, but in the first half, really dominating right from the first whistle, and 24 minutes in. Oh, what a finish from Callum Hudson-Odoi. As I talked about earlier on in the episode here, you know, Gutierrez is the star. He just got the hat-trick there against Torino. I think it's 9 goals for the season to begin the campaign off. He's on absolute flames, the captain, but let's not forget about these guys here. The supporting cast, Hudson-Odoi on the right, Keane on the left, both off to great starts, both scored our first 2 goals. So yeah, 2-0 up at the break, and right now in control against Fiorentina. And 4 minutes after the restart, a chance to make it 3. Once again, a really nice little passing move here. So Messina get played in down the right hand side, and oh, what a finish from Messina. Wasn't expecting it. Roberto with the through ball, and what a brilliant finish by our right back in on a free transfer this season as he makes it 3. And like I was talking about and I was alluding to it, it was a great ball by Rob. And that was his 3rd assist of the game as well. And I love it. I really, really do. He might be our number 9. He might be our main source of goals this year. But don't think he's nothing other than that. No, this guy can get the assists as well, as he's been proving all throughout the start of the season, and particularly in this game as well. So 3-1. Game seemed to be done. But Fiorentina would hit back with 2 late goals. And with 5.5 minutes to go, I was getting really nervous. From 3-0 up to 3-2, and having flashbacks to the Hellas Verona game. 3-2, game not done yet. Thankfully, we saw it out. Final score in Florence, Fiorentina 2, Milan 3. 2 late goals for the host, but we hold on for the 3 points there. And like I said, we'll have wins like that one against Torino, where we start thinking, oh yeah, baby, we can win a treble this season. We'll have games like this one where I'm like, okay, seriously, let's just calm ourselves down, because this has been a tough start. Nobody said it'll be easy. We are in 3rd place right now. I'll take it come the end of the season, but 10 games in, past the quarter of the mark right now. Into Milan right now, 8 points clear. They are going to take something special if we're going to catch our rivals. So that will end today's episode of Career Mode, guys. Massive thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, if you had, then please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. And whatever you do, do not miss the next episode. It's got our first Milan derby against Inter. It's a cracker. It's one of my favourites of the series. Have a great day. Much love. And I'll see you for another unmissable episode very soon.